That's
Y'all ready for this?
Oh my God, I stepped over the punchline of that whole thing. That's horrible.
You forgot about it?
I totally forgot about
Should I
it.
do it again?
Do you want to do it again?
Y'all ready for this?
That's right. It is another episode of We Everywhere, baby. Welcome. Look at that. You got 2.5 theme songs, 2.5 intro songs to today's episode. We're just getting better and better.
Yeah.
Welcome back for another wonderful episode. Hope everybody's week has been good. I am your host, Omar, and with me as always, co-host with the mo-host, Nadia Moham.
I'm yawning. I'm so tired.
You don't want to be here?
Do I sound loud enough, by the way? I feel like I don't. But I'm a loud screamer, so.
Whoa. That's what the neighbors say. Oh.
I can't even look our neighbor. I can't even look at his face. I avoid looking at his face.
Because you know he's hurt us.
Yeah, I'm ashamed.
Nadia's got a little scarlet letter on her jacket.
It's not even the fact that, like, you know, it's not even the action of it all. It's just the sounds.
Well,
the sounds that he's heard. Those are very intimate sounds. Like, I don't want to hear anybody that I personally know have sex. Like, I just don't want to hear their sounds that they make. It's weird.
Have you ever heard anybody like have sex?
I've never ever heard anyone have sex.
No, I mean like people you know,
like people that I know. Yeah, neighbors
like
for sure.
Right. Hotels
for sure. Trying to think of like friends. I've heard like bed moving and shit like that. Like, you know, but not actual like, yeah, you fucking like that? You like that? Never that. I don't want to hear that. Like, oh, daddy. I don't hear any of that. It's too much, too far.
You like that?
Yeah, we're going to leave that line uncrossed.
You know what's funny is, God, when I was younger, I was working at a bar, and afterwards we all went to go drink at another bar.
Mm-hmm.
And we got trashed. We got so trashed that I had to sleep at the homie's pad or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's there, and it's me, him, and his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And, or, you know, the waitress he was hooking up with at the time or whatever. Right. You know how it goes in like restaurants and bars.
Yep.
And he's like, first off, I threw up in his lawn. Like, I didn't even make it to the house. You know what I mean? We got out of the car, and I was just like, blah. So I was like, oh man, but I still can't drive. He's like, that's okay. You can crash on the couch.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And they went into the bedroom. So then I got up, and because I didn't know where the bathroom was.
Yeah. Like,
it's not like he gave me a tour and shit. We were smashed. I just ran out the door and threw up again on the side of the house. But this time it was like on the plants.
Uh-huh.
You know, so it wasn't the grass. It was like plants, and you water that shit for real. Like, you know, I feel like you notice if your flowers are fucked up more than if your grass is, if you have a big lawn. The point is...
Where are we going with that?
The point is that I decided to go let him know. Like, I felt bad about it. Yeah. So I'm all fucking...
You're like, hey, I barfed on your plants.
Yeah, straight. Like, it's a decent thing to do. Come
on. That's just rather courteous coming from you.
I always want to be invited back.
Yeah.
So even if I throw up on your plants, at least I'm going to let you know.
At least hose it off.
So, well, I'm so fucked up. So
what do you want to tell me for? Go clean it up.
That's so true.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know I barfed on your plants.
Okay, gross. Well, did you clean it up?
Oh, no.
But now you know.
Well, go clean it up.
But anyway, the point of this fucking story is that I decided to go and tell him. And I made it up to his door, and he was railing away at this girl. Right?
Railing.
And she's like screaming like you've never heard, like no one's ever had, been as good as this guy.
You think she was lying?
Well, I'm at the door. I'm like, God damn. Like,
Suddenly I'm sober.
like, yo, like this fool's like wrecking this chick and it's making me laugh. But I'm like, okay, I'm fucked up. So I go back to the couch and I fall asleep. Anyway, weeks later, her and I are talking. We're like having a conversation and somehow she brings up that night.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's like, oh, I'm sorry if you heard us. Cause like, I'm like really loud. And I was like, yeah, I totally fucking heard you. And she was like, oh my God. So I was just like, hey, if he's like putting it down, like go for it. Like,
yeah.
And she basically told me that he lives with his ex-girlfriend. So I didn't know that, but
That's
the ex-girlfriend was there as well in her own room, already locked away by the time we got home.
Okay.
And since they used to be together, now whenever she comes over to have sex with him, she's extra loud to like fuck with her.
Oh God. I mean, I get what she's doing, but clearly this girl's not rattled because she lives with her ex and is cool about it.
Hey,
so
I don't know.
She's probably like, I don't fucking care. I live with him. Unless you're worried.
It was just so funny that she was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry if you heard. Like, I really put it on because I know that his ex-girlfriend is in the store. I was like, God.
You're
damn.
like, oh, so you're saying he wasn't that good.
I didn't need to ask. She had told me all I needed to know about it. She didn't have to tell me that story.
Yeah.
So in that, not only did she tell me that she's kind of a horrible person, but that he wasn't very good.
Probably want to keep that to yourself.
But she did tell me that the problem is that she did it at first, and now she didn't know how to phase out of it. Like without hurting his feelings. She's like, so now I gotta do it every time.
Big mistake.
Yeah. I mean, they broke up like a couple weeks later. You know how things go, but that shit was very, very funny.
Start off quiet and build your way up. Then he'll be like, I'm getting better.
But that was the only time that I heard somebody have to say, I was like, damn, like I'm getting jealous. Like this dude is a beast.
You were like, can I see? You're like, oh, excuse me, can I see? Yeah, no, I don't want to hear any of that stuff. I don't even know how we got there.
I don't even know.
But where are my notes? Like, where are we going with this show? I'm hitting a wall already. We haven't even started.
Well, we should do, how we started off with a bit of a weekly recap.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Biggest announcement drop of 2022. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Look at me.
We, ladies and gentlemen, have our shower back. Woo! Our own shower in our own house. We don't gotta leave. We don't gotta get in the car and wash our bodies.
In the car. We just drive through the car wash with the windows open.
Yeah, that's how we were doing it, in case you were wondering.
But that is true. If you guys remember a lot of weeks back, or maybe not.
Before Christmas, yes, a lot of weeks back.
But we didn't do episodes in December, so I don't know if we ever mentioned it, but we must.
We must.
But
they
the
know.
Point is that we've been living without a shower since around the 22nd of December.
We haven't showered since before Christmas, guys.
We're just scraping dirt off ourselves.
You should smell our sheets. That's so gross.
But yeah, we luckily, like I said, my mother has a back room and her house is not too far, so we've been able to at least go somewhere, honestly, within 5 minutes and shower, but still inconvenient as hell.
Yeah, I was showering there and then at the gym, which it's fine, but it's not your shower. It's a public shower and it's just not.
It's somebody else's
shower. So we are very pleased that our shower is back, and we did find a leak.
I know
it's just another thing, but
this is the worst thing about it is we finally get word from the neighbor that he's fixed his plumbing on his end. And because we share a drain pipe, that means that we can now shower again. Because there was anything wrong with our shower. We just couldn't run water because we would, keep flooding his house. But what ended up happening is once they connected everything, he's like, hey, will you test it and run a little bit of water, make sure we're not getting any leaks? I'm like, sure. And we decided to just look at our plumbing through the hole that's in his wall. And damn if our shit wasn't leaking as well. We just never found out because we never ran water again.
Could have, yeah.
So now we're like, oh, we got a shower. But no, we don't have a shower because it's leaking. So we had to then open our walls and get all that done.
Yeah.
But we got it done in 2 days because we didn't go through an insurance company.
Yeah, exactly. Don't go through insurance. Insurance is for pussies.
It's a fucking scam, man.
Yeah, so that's really big, exciting news for us. My first shower was glorious. I turned on all the candles. I lit all my candles. I dimmed down the lights. And what did I listen to? Sade? I don't remember. I think it was Sade. But it was glorious.
That's hilarious.
It was so good. No, I listened to meditation music. Yeah. Yeah.
So you went in.
I went in full throttle.
This shower is going to be the most cleansing experience of my
literally
life.
Mind, body, and soul cleansed. It was insane. And then of course we have Miss Bourbon back in the building. Hey!
That's true.
Where's the claps?
Oh, you want the claps for the dog?
Yeah. Bourbon. And they are both absolutely miserable.
Yeah. Again, I feel like we're doing a lot of recapping of stuff, but if you guys remember, we let our dog stay at my mom's house so she could help him catch rats that were attacking her orange trees.
Yeah.
But we decided to groom her because she was looking like an old mop.
Oof.
And I didn't want to send her right back out there to get dirty. So she is back in the house. And like Nadia said, Penny is absolutely miserable. If I could take a picture of her right now, she's literally got her head in her hands, like in her paws. Like, I hate my life now that this dog is back.
She doesn't like to share her space and her energy. She's fine with it. Like, she won't do anything, but like, I pick it up. She's just like, when is she leaving? Is she leaving soon? Like, it's always this lingering look in her eye. And then Bourbon is just like, this place sucks.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is that Bourbon's finally back. This was your house first, Burb. And then she's
not
just
about
like,
it.
I don't like it here anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's the yard?
She's like, there's nothing to chase.
You guys didn't even have any tangerines on the floor for me to play with?
Yeah, what if I get thirstier?
Yeah.
She's not getting enough vitamin C here.
Yeah, no. We'll ship her ass back soon.
Right.
What else? We are still on our hiking game. So that is week 3?
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks in a row?
Boom.
Or was it 4?
Let's
3.
call it.
I think it was 3.
Let's call it 3 consecutive and then 1 with Vaughn. Oh no,
no, it's
no, that is 3. So it's just 3. Yeah, you're right.
Yes. So it's 3 in, and it feels good. And we did not proudly get a pastry this time after this hike. We went to Health Nut like good little boys and girls, and we ate our salads, and we went home.
We're changing up our workout routine. But this time we were joined by Darla.
Oh, yeah. We brought Darla along. Hey, D, I know you're listening, girl. And she likes to throw a complaint here and there. And so I told her, I was like, D, every time you complain, you owe me $1.
It was very funny because I was like, okay. When you say that to someone, they usually like, shut up.
Yeah.
But then she just kept racking up those charges.
Yeah, because I didn't forget that I said that. So literally every time she would say anything, I would be like, $2 and $3, $4, $5, $6. Oh,
how much did she end
I
up?
love her.
How much did she end up owing you?
She currently owes me $8.
That's $8 in the complaint jar.
Yeah, for the hike. And to her argument, it was a new hike she'd never done, and she didn't have the right shoes. She had regular workout shoes, which I did that hike with Vaughn. Also wore regular workout shoes, and it's slippery. There are parts that are really slippery. So, and it's a narrow hike. So I get it. It was a little scary. But once you got the right shoes, it's a great time. So proud of you, D, for stepping out of your box, girl. What else? Bourbon's back. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. Besides the big, like, that's all the mundane shit that happened. But the big thing that we actually got to do and was fun, and we're actually getting out and doing things exciting for us, is we went to the System of a Down concert at the, what was it again? I never know the name of it. Bank.
It's called the Bank of California
There
Stadium.
you go.
So, it was crazy because we saw that they were playing. It was from like a rescheduled concert. And we were like, you know what? Let's try to get in.
Yeah.
And we started calling.
Who do we know?
Yeah, we started calling contacts. We're very
resourceful.
not only that, but we're extremely lucky that we have people that work in various industries that can sometimes be plugs. You know what I mean? And this time, it totally worked out.
Yeah. But we didn't find out literally till like the night before. Well, you didn't find out till the day of. Right. I knew the night before, but I didn't want to tell you because I wanted to surprise you.
Yeah, I had to give.
I really wanted. I knew it. I wanted to wait till like the last minute possible to be like, "You ready to go to this bitch?" And yeah, so we ended up going, and what a show! Well, first before we went, we were like, I made this like huge. Remember the drink that I made?
Oh, yeah.
I made this like huge tequila. Do you know how many shots are in that drink?
No.
6.
6?
Yeah.
I'm currently drinking it now.
No wonder. I
found it in the fridge.
Yeah, we didn't even drink it. So I make this big, like, what do you even call this? Canister?
It's basically like one of the
thermos mug or whatever.
Yeah, what is it, like a 1.5 liter like, steel bottle?
There you go.
You know,
filled that whole baby up. 6 shots tequila and some fresh squeezed tangerine juice. Bomb.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Exactly, from their parents' tree, his parents' tree in the backyard, and then threw I think like a little bit of like sparkling something in there. Make this huge drink, mind you. I'm already like kind of faded when I'm making it, so I'm like, we get there. And then I like start to think about like, wait, when did I get my period? I was like, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. I was supposed to get it this day. I'm like, holy shit, I'm like 4 days late. And then I like totally chickened out, didn't drink it. And I decided to have an edible instead.
yeah. That's the best.
Much better,
part,
right?
Like, you know what? I'm late. What if? And you know, it's like something now. It's like in our brain, like, and we're like, okay. And she's like, you know what? I can't drink this. It's like, but I'll eat this edible. She's like, that one will be okay.
Yeah, you know.
Well, here's the funny thing: is that we go, we park, and it wasn't just the System of a Down headlined it, but Korn was playing before them. Some other bands opened, but by the time we got there, Korn had, I think, just started their set. So we're in the car and we can hear them, and we're having this whole debate on who's going to drink the tequila. And I'm not a big tequila guy; I prefer bourbon. So I was like, I don't want to start chugging this shit. I don't, I just don't want to feel like I'm on tequila.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not drinking it. So we just left it. And then we pull out the edibles, and I did the math wrong on the dosage of each like cluster.
Wow, famous last words. Every stoner who has ever dabbled with edibles, I will guarantee, has gotten the calculations wrong. If not once, more than once.
You know what? I want to know about it. If you're listening,
yeah,
and I want to know
what are your
miscalculated edible stories. of when you were like, oh, it's
This ain't shit.
yeah, yeah. I'm eating 3/4 of this brownie, and where it goes so wrong.
You're like,
Because my
you're like, this is a 20 grams. Was it 20
No,
milligrams in one whole package?
I know
It's 20 milligrams per piece.
Well, it's funny because I read it, and it was basically a big granola square broken into 4 clusters, and each cluster was 20 milligrams. So it's like an 80 milligram square composed of 4 20 milligram clusters. But I misread the package as that the whole square was 20. And I was like, man, this shit is weak. And you didn't even want to finish. You didn't want to eat one of the clusters.
Because I didn't believe it. Remember, I didn't believe you. I kept questioning you. I was like, are you sure? Are you sure?
So I was like, no, just eat the fucking cluster.
You know how I knew you weren't sure?
Why?
You kept going back to reading it and redoing your calculations. You were like, yeah, because it says here, this many times this, 20. Yeah, 20. Yeah, it's 20. You kept doing that. Yeah, so each of these is like, I don't even remember what you even said, what each of them were. And you're like, I'm going to eat a whole one.
Well, I ate 2.
Oh, shit.
I ate 2. Because I even told you my last crazy edible story was the one where I went to go see Dave Chappelle.
Right.
Remember the one where I'm like in the credits or whatever? And that was 70 milligrams.
I can't believe that.
So I was like, okay, I know what 70, like, I'm not going to remember the show. So it's not like I was going to, but I was like, 2 was going to be fine. But I was still thinking that 2 was 10.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I should probably eat 3. But I was like, I'm just going to eat 2.
By the way, I'm curious about your math.
What do you mean?
You're saying you thought the whole package was 20, but there's 4 squares.
Yeah, 5
and you
apiece.
thought, oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I ate 2.
I thought you
which
said
is 10.
Yes, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you meant they were 10 each.
Yeah, I was giving you shit because I thought you were eating 5. I was like,
Gotcha.
yo, 5 is nothing.
No,
like 5 is if you want to go to sleep.
If I
or
really
whatever.
thought it was 5, I would.
Yeah, I know. But the point is,
I knew better.
Based on what you ate, I did Nadia ate 18, 15 grams, whatever, milligrams.
I know. I ate most of it.
But I ate the rest
It
of it.
was a tiny bite that was left.
So we're like, all right, cool. So we're going to abandon this. This ends up coming back. The drink comes back home with us. I am drinking it now in the middle of this podcast. It is still delicious. And because it was in this steel metal bottle, it's still cold as shit. But we go in and Korn is playing. And we find our seats and they are putting on a hell of a show.
Yeah.
And I'm not even like that big of a Korn fan anymore.
You were talking shit about not their performance, but before that, you were like, I didn't even want to see Korn.
I don't, because it's like I really like their first 2 albums. The third one's okay. That's the one that everybody knows, with Freak on a Leash and all that kind of shit. And then after that, I just didn't really appreciate the shit that they were putting out.
Did it get too mainstream for you, that one? Freak on a Leash?
No, it wasn't even that, because I still feel like that song or even that album is still
good,
kind of essentially Korn. Like they never really switched up their style that much.
People just caught on.
But
during that album.
To me, it just got like, I was like, okay, like I know what they're going to keep presenting me. It's one of those things that like a musician or an artist is never going to give you exactly what you want. You know what I mean? If they don't change, you're like, well, it's kind of the same shit. If they do change, you're like, well, it's not the shit I like. They're really up against the wall.
Never
I feel
happy.
bad for them.
Never happy.
But I was like, I was like, ah. But when we were walking in, I heard a song that I recognized that I really like. So I was like, all right, cool. Maybe they're just going to do a bunch of throwbacky type stuff. Which, honestly, if you're going to go see a band like Korn or System of a Down, you're pretty much guaranteed they're going to play all the songs you know.
Yeah.
Especially System of a Down, because they haven't really put out any music since they broke up or went on hiatus or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Except for those 2 that they did for charity recently. But I was like, yo, I'm going to know every song. It's not going to be like when I went to go see The Cure and they played nothing but fucking B-sides. And I was like, I don't know any of these fucking songs. That was the worst, like, concert of a band that I was like excited to see.
Yeah, because that's so shitty for artists to do. I'm sorry. Like, this is my opinion. It's shitty for artists to do that because you are paying money to go see them live. You want to see the songs that you know and that you love so you can sing along and feel everyone singing with you. And it's a whole experience. And live shows are for your fans. Live shows are for the audience. They're not for you. Like, a part of it is for you. It always is going to be for you as an artist, but making your album and putting out the music that you want to put, that's for you. The live shows are for your audience to enjoy.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
And to me, it's like
fucked up that they did that.
I understand that most bands or most artists will play you some of their new shit because they need you to know
that's
about
fine.
it. And that's
great. Different. Yeah.
But if you're going to do an entire,
yeah.
like, this is for my deep cut fans, then make it part of the announcement.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
this
just
is the deep cut
let
show.
Me fucking know. Yeah, like, yo, The Cure or whoever the fuck you want. You know, playing all their B-sides from like 70 something to 90. You're like, oh shit, I don't want to go see that. That's a lot of B-sides, and I never listened to B-sides of The Cure.
Yeah.
You know, but because, for example, the band Pennywise. The band Pennywise did a couple of shows where they played nothing but their old records. But it was like announced, like, yo, these are the records we're playing. So if you're going up there and you're like, oh, they're not playing that Fuck Society song or whatever, well, that's your fault because it's in the advertising.
Yeah.
But if the advertising is just like, yo, this band that you love is going to play and they play nothing but like an acoustic set, like, let me know.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
I mean? But luckily, System of a Down did not do that. They
guess you're not a real Cure fan, huh?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I have songs that I like from The Cure that didn't make it to the radio because they're very good musicians. But B-sides are usually B-sides for a reason,
right?
You know what I mean? Because it goes back to when records had two sides, and it's like the A side was your best shit,
or the tape.
Yeah, right. Your A side was the best shit, and your B side was, your other shit.
Your B side.
It was your B side. It was just like, yo, these are like
it's pretty self-explanatory.
Or these are songs that weren't as good as the A side. So whatever.
Second best.
And the Cure B sides, like, unless you're buying a Cure B side, like CD now, they
don't give a shit though.
Whatever. But the point is,
that lead singer, he doesn't give a shit.
We're not here to talk about the Cure.
We're definitely not.
We're here to talk about how much fun we had at System
and Korn. Korn killed it too, by the way. I was like, because I remember like in junior high school, like when Korn came out, and I obviously hadn't heard of them before their popular songs, Freak on a Leash and all that. So then, I liked whatever was on TRL. Like,
for sure.
Not gonna lie. And just didn't really seek them out. I just knew their famous songs. I didn't know any of the other songs. But watching them perform and watching the audience react and hearing the sound, like, all of it was just so good. And the songs that they played that I didn't know, I was like, this song slaps. Like, they're all really good. Like, his sound is, I don't know, he has that unique, like, when he does that, like, I can't even do it, but like, whatever that's called, I fuck with that. I like that shit.
The Boomba Chakabukas.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, it's funny because they do have a song on one of their CDs. It's called Twist, and they played it, and it's like I don't know, it's like 40 seconds or whatever. But the whole song is him just doing that.
Yeah.
Like, and the guitar,
the devil's like, music.
It's just like and then all of a sudden, yeah, it's Fozzie Bear. He turns into Fozzie Bear, and he's like waka waka.
So dumb.
But then it does this whole thing, and he goes twist, twist. But not. It's like what are the lyrics to this song? I was like, he's not
I was
saying
like,
a
is he
fucking
actually saying something?
I was like,
But like
nah.
saying it in a weird way?
What
Or
language is he?
yeah, or like, is this a foreign language? Is this like a forgotten language?
Yeah.
Like,
Nobody after the 90s knows it.
is this Pig Latin? Like, what is this that I'm listening to? And I had heard him do that before because he's done it on some popular
Yeah.
songs, but he does it a lot more.
It's like a big part of Freak on the Leash.
Yeah, it is.
But that song Twist is literally just all that. So
Yeah.
it's very funny that they played it. Like, that's the one that I was like, oh shit, these fools are digging in the crates.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And by then too, my edible was kicking in, and
yeah.
and just everything like the way that like the camera angles that they were getting and of them on the projector, like just the shots of them and the way that the lighting was hitting them, and there was like colored lights on them, and I was just like overstimulated.
Yeah. And it was crazy because Nadia's 5 milligrams, it turned out to be 20 milligrams, were like really overstimulating her because it was sativa.
Yeah.
So it's all like mind.
And
You were just like, yo, these lights are sick. And look at it, was like we were having the greatest time.
Yeah, I had a great time. It was great.
And then the funny thing is, the section that they sat us in, that the tickets that we were, gifted, we were surrounded by much older people than me. And I'm like in my early 40s. But remember, you were like, look around. And there was this old white couple.
Yeah, to the right of us.
And he was getting down. And you were like, man, these old white people really like corn.
Yeah, they were about corn. They liked corn. And then System of a Down came on and they sat down. And I was like, oh, not System fans, apparently. But then they eventually got up.
I have that in my notes. It says, oh, the old white people came for corn. That's what you were like when they sat down.
I said that on.
You were like, oh, these old people came for corn.
They came for the corn. Oh, they must have come for the corn. Yeah, they definitely did. Yeah, I was just so stimulated and so alert. Like that sativa had me on a whole nother one. And I was like paying attention to everyone. Like I was like hyper in tuned to everything and everyone. I was just like, I would like zoom in on people and just like focus. I probably look like the biggest freak
on the leash. Well, it was funny because it's also the first concert that we've been to.
Yeah.
Since, everything, since season 1 of COVID.
Right.
2020.
Well, you had gone to the punk concert.
I went to the punk show, but
not on this scale. It wasn't the same scale.
It's crazy because there was a ton of people there.
Uh-huh.
But because we were kind of freaking out and the only ones in masks.
Oh.
Because it was Orange County.
Right. No, here we kind of were too.
We're going to stay away from everybody. And then in that case, we had backstage access. So once we went back there, it was like, you were just seeing, like roadies and other bands.
Yeah, the staff and the crew.
It wasn't anything crazy like that.
Yeah.
But this one, it was like at a stadium, and we were staring at the pit, and it was just
well, I felt we came in a little bit after the show. The show had already started, so we weren't dealing with like crowds of people to get into our spot. Mm-hmm. So we literally just like walked straight to our spot. And luckily for us, there wasn't a lot of people around us either. Like to the right of me, there was like nobody.
Right.
And it was like a whole empty section. So and, we obviously kept our masks on the whole time, but there was a hefty majority of people in the stands and damn near every person in the pit down there that were not wearing a mask and just like screaming and breathing on each other. I was just like, I can see the COVID in the air. I can see it. Like it was crazy. I'm not ready for all that. Like this was a big move for us.
Yeah.
Period. So.
And I mean, we kept our masks on the whole time. I mean, it's really not that difficult to do. So we're watching the show. Sister comes out, song after song. Is dope. We know it. We're having a really good time. Everyone around us is like going nuts. There was those Mexican. There was 2 Mexican dudes that were losing their mind.
Oh, in front of us?
In front of us. And then there was like another
They knew
guy.
every word.
Yeah. And then there was another guy who looked like that comedian Felipe Esparza.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like headbanging.
Headbanging.
For 45 minutes.
Yeah, his neck hurts. Still hurts from Saturday.
Yeah.
That's how hard he was going.
He was going fucking in.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, like, I'm a long time System of a Down fan. I am one of those from the beginning type
Yeah.
fans, because I remember watching them when nobody knew who they were.
Right.
I saw them in like a parking lot in Glendale once, like back when they were playing the Whiskey for like no money, right?
Yeah.
So
you're old.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely old. So when the opportunity came to see them again, and because I feel like they still haven't really learned to get along.
Yeah.
Like not they're that I know anything, issues. But just what you see, what you hear, whatever. I was like, who knows? This might be the last show or whatever. Like, I don't want to miss it. So I'm glad we got to go. Yeah, it was totally good. But it was so funny because now that we have this podcast, we want to remember certain things, so we'll jot down notes.
Yeah.
And it kind of takes you out of it a little bit, because you're like, fuck, I got to remember this.
Yeah, it's a hard balance to be fully immersed in the experience of what we're doing, but then to have to remember to note it down, because I'm myself, I'm an in the moment kind of person. So remembering to write it down is difficult for me. And like you said, I feel like I'm pulling myself out of the experience, but if I don't do it, I will forget. Like, I'll remember, but I won't remember the details and the like funny things that were said or whatever. Like, I forget shit so quickly. I move on. So if I'm going to have a show, I got to write shit down. Thanks, guys. You're ruining my life.
But then I'll look at some of my notes and I'll be like, what is this
What does this even mean?
So I have one here that says System of Azara.
What?
And I don't know why I wrote that.
Were they wearing Zara?
Oh, you know what it was?
They were wearing stuff that looked like Zara?
The guitarist Darren was wearing like a button-down shirt.
I turned to you and I was like, is that Zara? That's because they're Armenian.
Yeah, so it's like I have to write this shit down. System of Azara.
So dumb. Yeah, Omar and I were always like, "Oh, is that Zara? Did you get that at Zara?"
And then I also have written down that the singer looks like your dad.
Oh my god!
I remember we were cracking up about that.
Yeah, you were like, "Why does it look like your dad?" And I was like, "Holy shit, it does look like my dad!" And then I couldn't get over. Then I went into this whole tangent of like, imagine if that was really like my dad, if my dad was like that and he had all alter ego and we never knew that side of him.
He puts you to bed, then he goes to rock out.
All this time I never knew he's the lead singer of System of a Down. Like, it was just a weird, my brain was bouncing off the walls. Like, every little thing that would come in my mind, it would like take a life of its own and go down its own path. And like, it was crazy. Yeah. And then I think I remember I turned to you at one point, excuse me, cause they had on the monitor, they would show people they were showing people in the audience.
The chin mask lady? Dude, that is so...
Don't steal my lines, Omar.
No.
He does this.
This shit had me dying.
Because I turned to you and I said, you know what the worst kind of people are? Chin mask people. Like, what are you doing with your life?
The chin mask.
Can you just commit to one or the other? Because, fine, wear the mask. Fine, don't fucking wear the mask. But when you wear the mask on your chin, it's a huge announcement to the whole world that you're a fucking idiot. And you can't even pick a side. You want to feel like you're a good person and you're being conscious and mindful of your health and others by putting on the mask. But then you pull it down to your chin for what? For comfort? I don't know. But you look like an idiot.
Yeah, it's for real. Like, it's funny because it really started making me think of like, do I look down on these people? And I was like, I totally fucking look down on these people.
So
Like,
sad.
because it's funny, like the maskless, the people that don't want to wear masks or whatever. I do. I mean, let's just all be real here. Like you look at someone and you're like, nah, I'm wearing a mask. I'm being smarter than you, whatever. But
I'm better than you.
yeah, like, you're like, I'm better than you, you fucking idiot.
Dead.
But the fact that they're like, well, I'm not fucking wearing it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
the balls of it all.
I'm like, you know what? I will respect that.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
I don't
standing
agree
your
with
ground.
it, but you're committing to your
What
whatever.
you believe.
So I'm like, cool. Like, hey, I'm never gonna tell you to do it. Like, whatever. But the people that just wear it on their chin like that, I'm like, not you. You're not willing to stand up for what you believe.
Either
in,
side.
but you're also not doing it correct.
Yeah, you're not
So
doing.
yeah, you do. You're just like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Guys, don't do it. And also, don't wear it under your nose, because that's very close, if not the same.
But the funny thing about it was that she was at the front. Like,
oh my
right
god!
in the
right
front.
at the front, screaming her head off.
So anytime they wanted to show people singing along, they put the cameras in the front, and you see the whole front row. As far as the camera reaches, nobody's wearing a fucking mask. But then this one lady just has it on her chin, and every time
the
she
chin
came
masker.
up, we were just losing our minds. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah, we were cracking up over that one.
Oh my god!
Because it's true. It's really true.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was an excellent show. We had a great time. They played so many great songs. I didn't realize how many songs I actually knew of System of a Down. And while I was there, I said to myself, because I mean, I knew a few. Mm-hmm. I knew that you knew a few. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, wait, I think I had this album now that I think about it. And I told you, I was like, I swore. And he's like, Toxicity. And I'm like, yeah, now that I think about it, I think I own this album. And turns out I saw my brother the next day. He was like, oh, how's the show? Whatever, blah, blah. I was like, it was amazing. And he's like, yeah, I stole that album from you. I was like, you did? He's like, yeah, you forgot about it. And I was like, I knew I fucking owned that shit. That's why I know all these songs.
That's so funny.
Songs that I had completely forgotten about, because I hadn't listened to the album in so long. But, you're going to know Toxicity, there's certain songs that are super famous. But
yeah, I mean,
I know most of that album.
Yeah, I mean, you have like Chop Suey.
Yeah.
You have, like you said, Toxicity. You have Aerials, which is also
Aerials,
a big one.
Mm-hmm. Loneliest Day of My Life.
Yeah,
I love that song.
And, you know what I mean? They even played Sugar, which is like the one that kind of blew them up.
Mm-hmm.
As far as radio is concerned and stuff.
Yeah.
But you were singing along to songs like, Psycho and like that Pogo song. That Pogo song, when he's like, dance, pogo, pogo, pogo. That shit is on like The Secret Life of Pets. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, you know
cute.
the songs. But we thanked everybody that helped us out to get there, and it was like
we're not saying any names because we don't know if it was allowed.
No, we don't want to get anybody in trouble.
We don't want to get anyone in trouble.
But the point is, they hooked it up. We went. We were able to experience and basically tell you guys about it. So
kick-ass show, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they have any more shows coming up or anywhere, but it's just such a good show. They're a great band, and they put on a good show, even though they look like Nadia's dad.
And
go see Nadia's dad.
Yeah, I mean, we've been hearing rumors that they might split up again or whatever. Like they just can't seem to get along, and I've never seen them live, but the lead singer had his eyes closed 99.5% of the show. Like, and there's singers that do that. Like, they just get in their zone and they're there and they don't, like, that's just how they perform.
Right.
But I'm wondering, because I've never seen him live. You said you have. Is that how he always is? See?
No.
I feel like it was like, oh, I just got to get through this.
I mean, it's funny because
even though he didn't project that.
I will say this. He did seem the least excited to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it could have been an off night. He could have gotten into an argument with his wife or some shit beforehand.
No,
or,
he looked
you
like
know,
he was running errands at Home
Yeah,
Depot
like-
and
yeah,
he
was-
stopped by and did the show. And then he went back home and installed fixtures at the house because his wife was like, I need you to put this up. I've been asking you.
He went to Restoration Hardware.
Yeah.
Then he went to do a show. Then he went home
Exactly.
to install
Yep.
his fixture.
He's like, let me stop by, do this real quick. Like his outfit, he was just like, he didn't give a fuck. He looked like a dad. Like he really was. It was my dad.
Yeah,
it was my
he
dad.
was throwing off serious Mr. Muhammadpur vibes. Like straight up. Like I was and I've like you said, I because I'm old and I've seen them get old.
Yeah.
Their earlier shows were crazier, you know, especially the guitarist.
Yeah.
Like he was all over the fucking place. And now they just, you know, rock out calmly.
Yeah.
Even though
calmly.
the music is like fast.
Yeah. But they still sound great.
Yeah, they were still
They
kicking
sounded
it.
amazing. The sound was excellent. And the energy of the show was great. People were having the time of their lives. Everyone was singing. There were tons of mosh pits, tons of circles. There was a fire.
There was a banana.
There was a banana. Banana.
There was a guy.
I turned to you. You didn't even notice. And I turned to you and I go, banana. And you were like, what? I'm like, banana. I just kept saying it like a minion. And then I pointed to the crowd and then you saw it.
Yeah, there's a guy in a banana suit in the middle of the pit.
Brilliant.
Just jumping around, having the time of his life.
That's so cute.
It just made me laugh so hard. I was like, okay, this is cool. Like
I filmed it.
there's a banana.
Yeah,
in the
it was
crowd.
cute. Because it's like so many people probably filmed him.
I know. That guy's banana famous.
Yeah, he went bananas.
Yeah, my only complaint of the show
Okay.
is the fact that it was outdoors and
Okay.
I wasn't in front of the speakers.
Oh.
So this is one of
You
those.
still want to do that?
Well, it's not that I have a desire to like be in the pit. I mean, I guess like, you know, you kind of never lose it if you're used to do it. You're like, man, that shit was fun. It'd be cool to go back in there. But then you get your ass kicked and then you're like, I'll never go back in there. But the point is that
I'm too old
when
for
you
this.
go to an outdoor concert, depending on how the sound is set up, the sound immediately shoots up into the air.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
lose. Yeah.
So you lose, you're not necessarily losing the volume. You're still hearing it. But I feel like you lose the feeling of it. You know what I mean? Like the sound waves traveling through you.
Through your body. You want it to pierce your body.
Yeah. And it's not like
Yeah.
I go and stand in front of a fucking subwoofer like those old kids at the raves.
You want the
know, in
music
90s.
inside of you.
I want to feel that shit. You
Yeah,
know? It's
yeah.
like, yo, this guy's playing like a sick ass bass line or this
Fully
these
immersed.
drums.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that
I can
was
see
I think,
that.
missing.
I could see that.
But other than that, it was a good time.
We definitely had an old timers rock concert experience. We were on the sidelines. We did our bob and weave, our gentle head nods, you know, but we felt it in our hearts and we were rocking out hard deep inside, but we just kept it chill on the outside.
And you can't beat just thousands of people singing the same song.
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
same
No, it's the
time.
fucking best.
That energy will
Ugh.
like. I mean, maybe not for everyone, but for me, that
And me.
that energy like moves me.
Agreed.
That's like a great.
It's a high.
experience. Yeah,
It's a high. And it's not even our music or our songs. Imagine
Yeah.
what they feel like.
yeah. It's the same reason for me that like watching a movie in a packed theater
Yeah.
where you're all laughing together
Yeah.
or all whatever. It's just that kind of like community that humans
Why can't you
honestly
just
used to really be about
how sad.
before phones.
I would say, why can't you just admit that it's energy?
Oh,
He hates that. It
Let's not
is
go
an
there.
exchange of energies.
yes.
You have energy. I have energy. Every spirit has its own energy. And when you put it all in a room and it's all in the same vibration, you feel that shit.
No, yeah. I mean,
And that's what that is.
Capricorn's moon must have been in Uranus or whatever the fuck.
Don't give me that asparagus. Well, yeah, that's what it is.
But that was really a good time. And then we're running out of time, but we should talk about the fact that we went to go eat at a really cool like Mexican spot. In
Yeah,
Segundo.
we had a little family.
Well, Playa.
We had a little family outing for my brother's birthday. I mentioned last week it was his birthday, so we all got together over here. You know, myself, Omar's brother, and you know, we all got together as a family, and it was good. I mean, the ambiance was good. The food was hit or miss. It was called Sol Cucina.
Yeah.
When they say, sometimes they say cucina. Is that Italian?
That's Italian.
Italian
should like cucina.
Cucina.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how they say it.
You're a cucina. I cucina.
They say, hey, come to my cucina. Hi.
Yes, where are you going with that?
Have you seen Luca? It's by Pixar.
Yeah, so it was Sol Cocina, and like Miguel's, he got braised beef or barbacoa or something like that. His was excellent. The prawns that Nas got, they were okay. Mine was okay. Mine got cold fast. I got the Vampiro. It was like a quesadilla taco kind of thing.
With like hot sauce.
It was good the first bite, and then it immediately got cold, and then it was not good.
I feel you.
And then yours was good. The ceviche was really good. Yeah. And then Mark's was really good. He got like this pork salsa verde like dish, but the pork was like crispy. It was really, really good.
Nice.
Armand got a shrimp burrito. He said it was good, but I didn't try it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's hit or miss.
It is definitely. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what I want. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have ceviche.
Yeah.
Like literally, I was like, I'll just have ceviche. And I had something on the side. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Whatever.
But,
ceviche was bomb.
But the interesting thing was, like, although I'm not a big tequila drinker, I do fuck with margaritas.
Yeah, you do.
Like, I do like margaritas. And normally I'm Cadillac is as crazy as I'll go. Like, I like a regular standard margarita on the rocks. But the guy was like, you know what? Look, we have this pineapple spicy, some shit or the other. You know, it's my favorite. Da, da, da. And I was like, whatever, man, bring it. I'll start with that. And I gotta say, it was a really, really good margarita. It was like pineapple, and obviously tequila, whatever. But the rim had maybe like tajin or something like that. And there was like some kind of, you know what it was? It was pineapple serranos.
Oh.
So, yeah, it was a pineapple serrano margarita. So the actual liquid was also spicy too. It was very good.
That's probably why I didn't really like it that much.
Because it's spicy?
Yeah. I'm not too big on spicy drinks. I don't know why.
No, I mean, because it's not your thing.
It's just not my thing.
Yeah, like I don't like spicy candy. Like,
yeah.
You know,
I don't really...
big reds or atomic fireballs and shit. You
Ooh,
know,
that's cinnamon though. That's
but
different.
It's spicy though.
I know.
Like,
I know.
It's like what?
I know.
Cinnamon is a spice.
Big red is good. Anyways, so kiss a little longer, hold tight a little longer. Remember those commercials?
Yeah.
Longer with Big Red. That Big Red freshness lasts right through it. Your fresh breath goes on and on. I can't believe I remember it all.
How does it go?
While you chew it. I don't remember the rest. With Big Red. There you go.
Okay, shit. Now you got me thinking. What about a juicy fruit is gonna move you?
I don't remember that one as much.
So soft, it gets right to you.
Oh yeah.
Juicy fruit. The taste is gonna move you.
I didn't really like Juicy Fruit. Juicy Fruit lasted.
Really? Juicy Fruit was good.
For like 30 seconds.
Nah, I think you're thinking of Fruit Stripe.
No. Fruit Stripe was 10 seconds. Fruit Stripe was wood chips painted striped. It was terrible. Juicy Fruit was, the flavor was quick and it was dry and stiff too. But anyways, we're not talking about that. So that's our take on Sol. We went to Playa. I believe it is also a chain. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I feel like it might be a chain, but whatever.
Sure, but it's in that. What would you call that? Like a marketplace or it's not a mall.
No, it's just like an outdoor shopping center
there's, like, a
in
shopping
Playa.
center right
Yeah.
in Playa del Rey. There's like a Hop Dottie and a couple
Yeah,
of other
it's
spots
just it's
there.
a hub for restaurants and shops.
Yeah.
And guys, right now for a limited time, we have Eminem's Mom's Spaghetti, which we talked about, which they released in Detroit. They have it here in LA for super limited time, only till Sunday. Mm-hmm. So we are going to try to order that tomorrow, and you'll hear about it next week.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you guys want to try it, check it out.
This will come out obviously before the weekend. And I believe the actual pop-up is going on till Sunday, right?
Yes.
So it's, if you live in LA, it's in the Fashion District. I think it's like 820 Spring Street.
Yes, Spring Street.
And you can go there and it'll be the pop-up and buy some Mom's Spaghetti or whatever. But if you don't want to go down there, like we're not going to go down there, you can basically, like she said, get it on Postmates.
Mm-hmm.
And they have, I think, a couple different locations so they can reach more people. So hopefully we can have some of Mom's Spaghetti and then Nadia can eat it, and then maybe she'll rap. she'll get her Eminem bars on.
I'm just gonna have one episode of me
it's
rapping that song.
It's just Nadia performs "Lose Yourself."
Real quick. I know we're running out of time, but as far as watching is concerned, a new episode of Pam and Tommy dropped. What did you think?
I still like the show. I still think that it's doing all the right things. You know what I mean? It's telling the story, but it's giving you like a heightened version of it as far as all the stuff that's going down. In this episode that we just watched, it's kind of the episode that deals with Pam and Tommy finding out that their tape is out. So that's kind of their storyline. At the same time, you've got the Seth Rogen storyline where they hire somebody to find out who's putting this tape on, and they're now like hot on his trail.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of that. So what is that? Episode 4?
4.
And all episodes are on Hulu right now. Of course, you can watch it on there. And the show continues to be funny. It's
checking all the boxes for me,
totally
to be honest.
Checking the boxes. It's not blowing my mind. I don't think it's mind altering television. It's like, wow, it's changing the format, but
it's made well. It's made well.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I feel like it has like that Seth Rogen sensibility, although I don't think he's producing it or has anything to do with it. He
might be.
But yeah, I know he's got his fingers in a lot of pies. But
pies.
He's spinning a lot of plates.
He's got a lot of latkes out there.
So he's totally...
Yeah, I mean, I same. I like it. I think it's interesting because I finally really looked up the Lily chick. What was her name? Lily. Almost said Allen. Lily James.
Lily Allen.
Yeah, I finally looked up Lily James, and it's crazy when you actually hear what she really sounds like and really looks like. She's killing it, and the hair and makeup department and the prosthetics department are all killing it. Like everything looks really authentic and real. It's believable. Like everything is believable. And what was crazy to me about this episode, what caught my attention, and I was just like, wow, like, is that how she really found out? So obviously we've already done spoilers. I'm trying to get in the habit of saying like spoiler alert before we start talking about a show. But if you watch us, you already know once we start talking about it, we're going to drop spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, she finds out about the sex tape. Well, at least that it is out in people's hands because she's on set at Baywatch and she hears her voice. She hears somebody watching something when she already knows this tape is out. She thinks it's that her team or private investigator, whoever is trying to recover the tape. They're telling her, we're going to get it soon. Don't worry. Meanwhile, it's all over right now. Like it's spreading like wildfire. And she finds out because the crew, the staff members of Baywatch, they're like sitting around in like a trailer with the door open, watching it.
The Teamsters.
Yeah. And she hears it and starts walking over there and then like pops it out. And then they cut it. And that's how she finds out. And I'm like, Is that how she really found out?
I'm not sure. That kept me thinking too. Like, I don't know.
That's terrible.
But
I would be furious. Because here's the thing. Like, people are obviously going to watch it. Yeah, sure, that's fine. But like the balls that you have to watch it that freely and openly at your place of work, right? Like, how do you not think like maybe I could get fired for this? Like, I'm watching a sex tape of the star of this show and she's walking right by, she could potentially be around. It's just like the balls on these guys.
I will say
they don't give a shit, but
Well, I mean, if you're on that set, right, and you're walking by and that shit's just on the TV,
yeah, you're gonna stop to look. Of course.
But I was watching the extras in the scene, just to see what I always like to see, what the extras are doing, like, because when you're an extra, like, you're trying to be on camera as much as possible or do some shit. And there's one guy who's playing one of the Teamsters, and she walks in, and as soon as he like sees her, he's like, and he leaves.
He runs away.
Nobody else in the scene runs away.
Do you think they told him to do that, or that was a personal choice?
I think that was him. Like, he's like, you know what my guy would do? My guy would get the fuck out of here, so that when she turns around and sees who's watching this, I'm not here.
Yeah.
Smart move. I don't know. Maybe they told him to do that, but I'd like to think that it was that guy's individual acting choice. Like, he was at his house the night before, like, okay, I'm playing a Teamster. Pam walks up, she sees it. I'm not just gonna stand there. Like, would I just stand there? Like,
everybody else is gonna stand there. I gotta stand out.
Deep character work. Like, yo, I mean, I'm not gonna be on camera as much, but I'm gonna leave. One guy in Inglewood is gonna notice this.
I'll get noticed. I know I will. That's great.
But yeah, that's totally a show that we're still enjoying. So hopefully you guys have watched that. We are getting some other recommendations.
I haven't even checked.
Yeah, well, I got actually a recommendation from Sarge. So Sarge is a friend of ours who is, he does security for events. He does like Lizzo's personal security.
Yeah.
And he's also
we met him through Miguel.
Yeah, he's also got a very like successful COVID protocols business. Like,
better get it right.
Well, yeah, I don't want to ruin it.
He might be listening.
Basically, he goes, of course he's listening. He's the man. He's one of our really,
get it right,
one of our really good friends. But
we'll give you a knuckle sandwich.
He's been doing COVID compliance, which I think is a very like intelligent move and a very important business, especially with what the world is going through. But he said that we should watch 2 movies.
Okay.
One is called Fallout.
Is that the one he's in?
No, I can't remember the name of his movie. I wish he's in a movie. He's really good. You're really good, bro.
The best acting I've ever seen.
Yeah, and because he's a real homie, he didn't tell me what any of them are about. So that's good. He's like, watch this. This is good. So one is called The Fallout, but then another one is called Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot.
Okay.
So that's a long ass title, but look at who's in this movie. It's Rooney Mara, who's
Dragon Tattoo.
Dragon Tattoo. It's Joaquin Phoenix, Jack Black, Joaquin. Yeah, so it's Joe Quinn Phoenix. Is that better? Joe Quinn Phoenix, Jack Black, and Jonah Hill.
Didn't he say he was retiring?
Who?
Joaquin.
This was in 2018. Maybe he was just like, after this one, maybe it's that bad. He's like, oh, I'm never gonna act again. No one's gonna like this. But that's cool. And we got a recommendation from obviously one of the OGs, Taylor Kavanagh. She told us that we should watch something called The Tinder Swindler, which sounds like some porn movie you were watching back in the 80s. Hey, what are you watching?
It sounds like a real story of a guy. Yeah, doing some messed up shit to some Tinder dates.
Well, we're going to have to find out and watch that. If you guys have seen The Twinders.
The Twinder Swindler. Twindler Swindler. The Twindler Swindler. We're delirious. We need to go to bed. We're done.
Oh my god, that is a good place.
Let
to
us
end.
know about the Tinder Schwindler.
Oh my goodness! As always, we really thank you guys for listening. Of course, we love when you guys message us. So please, send us your recommendations, or if you guys are watching something that we don't know about that we need to watch, even if it's old, let us know, and we can.
Oh, and don't forget to send us your New York recommendations. So, what part of New York are we seeing in? Lower Manhattan?
Yeah, we'll be basically around the Soho area.
Yeah. So, if you guys know of any really good restaurants, just send them our way because we like to eat.
Yeah, definitely. So we're always looking for good stuff like that. And you know what? I'm dead serious. I want to know those stories of where you did the math wrong on your edible.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
definitely send those in.
That's a good one.
As always, I am O Marvelous. This is Nadia Moham.
Nadia Marvelous.
Not
Nut Marvelous.
Nut.
Not Mohavelous. I'm trying to squeeze it in there.
It's not gonna work.
Okay, well, come up with one for me.
All right. The listeners will do that. Come up with Nadia's new nickname.
Nadia Mohamburglar. Mohamburglar.
It's Nadia Mohamburglar. Rabble, 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 rabble. Find us on our socials. You know where we're at. Bye. We everywhere, baby.